Welcome, my friends, my dear family and friends. Welcome to another Walk with the Lord series. I'm going to try to do I'd like to try to at least hit on one a week, once a week. I'd like to actually try to get twice a week, but it'll probably be more like once a week, as I do have a job too. Anyway, we're going to delve into Psalm 35. Plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. Fight against them that fight against me. Take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for mine help. Give me one moment, folks. I need to get my reading glasses today. Ready, set, go. I'm gonna look kind of weird, I know. And problem when you get older, you not only need really good lighting, large print, but you need your reading glasses. Anyway, take hold of shield and buckler, and stand for mine help. Draw out also the spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me. Say unto my soul, I am the salvation. Let them be confounded, and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. Which, family and friends, this is exactly what they are trying to do to President Donald J. Trump. They are trying to destroy his character, assassinate his character. The man has done nothing wrong. He has done nothing wrong. He's a billionaire businessman, and all the Democrats' charges and all those are all false. I'm going to tell you that they're all false. They're trumped up charges. This is what I believe very firmly. So try to argue with me. I'm going to, let you know what I think. If you're supporting Trump, you know what's going on. We're not dumb people. We're smart people. We voted to end evil and corruption in this world. Not only in this nation, but in this world. The world around us. And there are very many things, very many evil things going on in this world. They must be stopped. And President Donald J. Trump is the man to do that. And he is not only fighting his political opponents, he is fighting the evil opponents that are out there. So please, if you are a Trump supporter, pray for the man, pray for his administration, pray for his family every single day of your life. That doesn't end with that. Anyway, back to the reading here. We know that, like, Democrats, they're trying to spread confusion. And this really kind of relates to what's going on at this moment with the president. And you look at some of the attacks that are put on President Trump. And just recently, Jeff Sessions got attacked because he talked to the Russians. Oh, yeah, he talked to the Russians. How silly and absurd can the Democrats be? How silly and absurd can the liberal... some of these liberals are just absolutely... They're behaving like absolute lunatics. They've got... I don't want to get too political here, because we're in a Bible series here. But anyway, many of these liberals who are behaving like lunatics are spreading confusion. They are trying to confuse and deceive you and me, the voter, the people, the citizens of the United States. Do not believe what you hear the corporate media. The corporate media are ones like NBC, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, and all those ones you see on TV. If you happen to see a YouTube channel, I'm going to throw these out here. Next News Network, Right Side Broadcasting, InfoWars, One American News Network, and a handful of others, maybe even several others. Those are the ones to watch. Another one I like is the Common Sense Show. With Dave Hodges, I think that's his name. Then there's also the SGT Report, which is very good. I'd highly recommend that. That was a recommendation from my younger brother. So and it's a very informative, he has very informative pieces there. Anyway, let's get back to our reading here. I'm going to read this one more time. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my hurt. And they're trying to confuse us and hurt Trump at the same time. Hurt President Trump at the same time. Okay. They're trying to politically assassinate him, his character, right from the get-go, out of pure, shameful hate. And even some of the Republicans have done this and are doing it currently. They are what is referred to as rhinos, Republicans in name only. You might be able to say the same about a Donald J. Trump, but not really. He ran as a Republican because he's a smart man. And his ideals are, his ideology is closer to a Republican than to a Democrat. Now let's get back to this. Let them be as chaff before the wind. Let the angel of the Lord chase them. Reference Job 21:18. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. Psalm 73:18. For without cause have they hid for me their net in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. Psalm 9:15. Let destruction come upon him and unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself into that very destruction. Let him fall. Psalm 7:15. And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord, it shall rejoice in his salvation. Psalm 13:5. 10. All my bones, verse 10, all my bones shall say, Lord, who is like unto thee, which deliverest the poor from him that is too strong for him, yea, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. Pages, these thin pages, they kind of stick together. Okay, we are still on Psalm 35, verse 11. False witnesses did rise up; they laid to my charge things that I knew not. They rewarded me evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into mine own bosom. Job 30:25. I believed myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourneth for his mother. But in mine adversity they rejoiced and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew it not. They did tear me and ceased not. Job 16:9. With hypocritical mockers and feast they gnashed up upon me with their teeth. Job 16:9, Lamentation 2:16. Okay, and speaking of the verse 16 here, with hypocritical mockers and feast they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Reference Job 16:9, Lamentations 2:16. What this is, how this relates, I think, to what's going on currently with our presidential administration is simply based on the many of the Democrats, and I can't say all of them. I mean, it may be very few and far between. But many of our Democrat liberal leaders are actually exactly this. They're hypocritical. They have actually, including Claire McCaskill, have actually talked to the Russians. And I got that from credible sources. Look it up online. It's there. Please do yourself a favor and don't be dumbed down by the corporate media anymore. They're dumbing us down and they're trying to take this away from us. Okay? Once they do this, they've taken God out of the country for good. Do not let go of this book. Okay. So, in order for us to win this fight, if you voted for Trump and if you believe in the fact that this man can move this country in the right direction, you must not let the liberals that are behaving like absolute lunatics, you must not let them win the fight. You must not let them win the fight. Okay, back to our reading here. Excuse me just one moment. Hello, we're back on. Alright, I'm going to kind of go back over this. With hypocritical mockers and feasts, they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Again, reference Job 16:9, Lamentations 2:16. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from their destructions, for my darling from the lions. Their destructions, my darling from the lions. Verse 18, I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. Psalm 22:25. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. Job 15:12. For they speak no peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me, and said, Aha, aha, our eye hath seen it. Psalm 22:13. Have you guys noticed many the liberal leaders in our United States Congress, Senate, claim they've seen that anybody from the Trump administration pretty much talking to the Russians. Oh my God, they talked to the Russians. So what? So what? People are people. You know, if there's something there, then they would have credible sources, okay? They would actually have credible sources. You know, they make me laugh, at the same time, they scare the hell out of me. And excuse me, I don't like to get into that. But at the same time, it's a very scary situation when you've got liberals acting like absolute lunatics. Obama trying to apparently he's already succeeded in creating a shadow government. That's a very bad thing. The shadow government is an evil thing, because our government exists to protect us from evil and tyranny, or it should. But not the way many of the past and former leaders claim. Former President George Bush just recently interviewed on one of the TV networks, and the independent media is not the corporate media on TV. The independent media is here on YouTube. The independent media is anywhere where TV's not. Okay, and you've got ones like Next News Network, Right Side Broadcasting, RSBN for short, InfoWars. You've got Breitbart. You've got Conservative Tribune. And, you know, one of my other favorites besides Next News Network is David Seaman. Essentially, he's a liberal, but yet I would consider him a moderate liberal, conservative on many financial issues. I think I've got that right. I hope I do. And I guess one of my other favorites would be Mark Dice. He's just an interesting guy to listen to. Anyway, but as far as my regular news goes, Next News Network is the one I primarily go to, my go-to source for news. Now, I have many other sources, and I can claim them if I need to. But all you have to do is do your own homework and your own research via the internet. It's there. And many of these independent journalists, independent news people, and independent researchers have figured this out and have given us all kinds of tools, and including the founders of WikiLeaks, the founder of WikiLeaks. All you need to do is do your own research. Please don't be dumbed down by corporate media. Let's get back to our reading. We are on verse 22, Psalms 35, verse 22. This thou hast seen, O Lord, keep not silence, O Lord, be not far from me. Exodus 3:7. Stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even unto my cause, my God and my Lord. Judge me, O Lord, my God, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Psalm 119. Let them not say in their hearts, Ah, so would we have it. Let them not say we have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at mine hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Psalm 35:4. Have you noticed, speaking of the let them magnify themselves against me, have you noticed that the Democrats and the most Democrats and liberals in the House and Senate have taken a better than thou approach to this current administration, the Trump administration? They believe they are all better than anybody in the Trump administration. They're just out to destroy people's character. So watch yourselves. Watch yourselves. You and I and we all need to watch ourselves. Because if for some reason they succeed in removing or replacing President Trump and his administration, evil has consumed us. Okay, let's get back in here. Alright, and I don't know about you, but I don't want that, and I will never stop believing in this. This is my go-to. Alright, this is where it's all at. Alright. And by the way, I seriously need some prayer. You know, for one thing, I haven't been to a church in quite some time. Yet, I believe God understands, you know, my needs and that. I'm limited with transportation currently. I'm limited by income in a lot of cases. And there are just some days where I just can't get out. I just, you know, it's just too hard to move around and or sit around like that, or sit for an hour.